Hey everybody, I'm Allie, and welcome to my Y&R Chat vlog for Sunday, October 24th. Seeing Nikki in Deacon's bed was so sad and so pathetic on so many levels and for everyone involved. Nikki is just lying there completely out of it. Deacon was repulsive to me. He was absolutely sickening to me, especially when he reached down and unzipped his pants and told Maggie to leave the room. Blech, blech. And Maggie, okay, let's not just dash over how completely despicable this entire plan of theirs is. So Maggie slips Nikki some kind of dangerous drug, who knows what it was, and then Deacon practically forces a glass of vodka down her throat. So now they're mixing drugs and alcohol, and then Maggie undresses poor Nikki and leaves her in this dingy hotel room with Deacon. How does Maggie know that Deacon wouldn't rape Nikki? Maggie doesn't know Deacon. How does she know that she's not putting Nikki into more danger than, obviously Maggie does not care whatsoever what happens to Nikki. She could care less if Nikki died or got raped, it's really terrible. This is a dark storyline. We kind of take it for granted in a way because it's daytime, but really, this is some dark stuff. And I'm just bummed out, to be honest with you, that Nikki and Victor's hopefully final wedding has been pretty much destroyed for the moment anyway. I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that we'll still get to see some kind of huge, major, amazing wedding event that the viewers deserve for Nikki and Victor's hopefully final wedding. I'm hoping that we'll get to see that after all of this is said and done and put, beside us, and Maggie has been busted, instead of this elopement anyway. Nikki and Victor, for hopefully their final wedding, it needs to not be an elopement. It needs to be in the Rose Garden at Catherine's house, and we're gonna need to see something major to make up for this mean, nasty little detour of a storyline. I don't know, I guess I really wish that Nikki and Victor would settle into a functional relationship like Catherine and Murphy have, I want Nikki and Victor to serve as a role model couple for everybody else in Genoa City, because someone in Genoa City needs to be stable. Some couple. No one ever stays together. And believe me, I'm the first person who is jumping on board the mixing it up for couples bandwagon. I love mixing it up, but Nikki and Victor are the show's banner couple. They're the ultimate Y&R couple. Let them be together, and I don't know, give them issues to deal with that are relevant to viewers their age, instead of coming up with these elaborate plans to break them apart, Ugh. Victor's face when he walked in the room. Ugh. If looks could kill. And Nikki's coming up out of this groggy insanity. She's kind of coming out of it and trying to focus her eyes in on Victor, realizing that he's just standing there. That is not the face that you want to wake up to after being on a drug and alcohol-fueled binge. You don't want to wake up and see that face of Victor's staring at you. It was if looks could kill. Yeah, but Victor's reaction actually was pretty calm, in a way, considering, I would have expected him to beat Deacon to a pulp and tear that hotel room apart. Murphy is making some progress. He moved his finger, y'all. Soon he'll be tapping Morse code to Ronan to bust Maggie and expose her evil deeds. I love the Murph man. I love the Murph man. Of course he knows Morse code and was trying to blink Morse code to Catherine. He's a very resourceful man. He's probably a war veteran. Much respect to Murphy. So from the flashbacks that Murphy had this week, it seems seems like maybe Maggie is the woman that killed Murphy's son? I don't know. Is that the impression that everyone else got from that storyline? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. No, Adam did not get blown back to Kansas and have a house dropped on top of him. He's alive and well, and he is Sharon's hero for saving her baby's life after taking Ashley's baby's life last year. You know, right at the beginning of the week, when Adam and Faith were still trapped underneath all of the rubble, honestly, I would have liked to have seen Sharon remove the boards like a mother whose baby was trapped underneath of them. You know what I mean? I would have, I feel like this would have been a really great opportunity for the actress to stretch herself, but it seemed like she kind of phoned it in. I mean, if my baby were trapped underneath a pile of rubble, I would get ugly. I would be tearing those boards apart trying to get to her, but Sharon was kind of like a little kitten, removing the boards one by one. I don't know, maybe she was just trying to be careful, but something about that I just thought, well, gee, your baby's trapped, you might want to put a little more into it, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that noticed that, but, after the baby and Adam were safe, Nick shows up, and of course he can't admit that Adam actually did something good, so he guilts Sharon into leaving Adam behind when she wanted to stay with Adam and see him on to the hospital. I agree that Sharon needed to stay with Faith in that moment, but she could have at least said thanks and goodbye to Adam. She literally left him there on the gurney. He's clinging to a blanket, looking all sad, and she just left him. I don't know, it was very apparent this week that Sharon is fighting against her instincts to want to be with Adam, and I mean, at this point, everyone knows it. Nick sure knows it. And Adam knows it too. I mean, Sharon might be the only one who hasn't realized it yet. Adam's not going to have to use this incident with the barn to ingratiate himself with Sharon because I think she's going to do it for him. I mean, the more he plays this silent role, the more she's going to want it, The whole, I don't want to complicate your life any more than I already have shtick that he's doing right now, it's going to make her want it more. I mean, it's making me want it more. JT's out-of-body experience this week was awesome. I think it was the most interesting that JT has been in so long. I was kind of hoping that he would get to see Colleen and maybe she would convince him to stay, but oh well, it was nice to see more of JT, and I'm so glad that Kane was able to save his life. It would have been really sad if he would have died. So JT was rushed to the hospital, and we got to see a really nice moment between he and Victoria, which was long overdue. They both kind of decided to work out their differences for Reed's sake, and it was nice that they were, coming together. And Mac, of course, changed her mind and decided to accept JT's marriage proposal after all. Yes, there's nothing like an electrocution to really jolt some sense into someone. Abby is totally on to Tucker, and in a way, I completely want her to bust him, but in another way, I hate to think about what that's gonna do to Ashley. It was so obvious when Abby walked in on Tucker and Diane that they were hiding something. I mean, they had just had sex written across their, foreheads. They had that look on their face of guilt. And during, the Inquisition, Abby and Ashley are standing there looking at Diane and Tucker. Why didn't anyone think to go into the bedroom? If it was me, I would have made a beeline for the sheets. You could tell if those were sex sheets. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry, but it's true, I'm so disappointed in Tucker. I'm so disappointed in Tucker. I should have known that he would do this sooner or later. I mean, in a way, I'm not surprised. I can see him getting wrapped up in another woman, you know, another compelling woman, or even I can see him getting wrapped up in Diane after he had worked with her for a while. But I'm surprised that he would jeopardize his entire relationship with Ashley for someone that he doesn't even know, you know? I don't know. And now he's in this blackmailable position. You know, Diane doesn't want to lose her job, so she's threatening to tell Ashley that they slept together on her before the contract was even signed. And that's exactly what Tucker deserves, you know? He made his bed with the sex sheets, and now he has to lie in them. You can't just sleep with a woman and ask her to forget it, you know? We're not built like that. I don't know if anybody's really built like that. Why does she throw herself at men who don't want her? This is a pattern with her character. You know, she ends up feeling used, but she does it to herself. You know, Diane's the kind of woman who defines herself by the man that she's with. You know what I mean? I mean, we all know somebody like this. I was hoping, really, that Diane would have grown some balls while she was in Canada, maybe start becoming her own woman, but nothing has changed, really. Nothing has changed, really. And Jack better not even think about letting her move into the mansion. When Phyllis pushed send on that Restless Style article, I think she practically handed Diane her bags and gave her the keys to the Abbott mansion. Okay, that is my vlog for this week. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this week's show. I'm looking forward to reading and responding. Also, pass along the link to this video if you are involved in any other Y&R communities. Feel free to embed this video or post the link, and maybe we'll get some new people involved if you'd like to help me out and spread the word. You can also go to my website at alliepuckett.com, my blog, and read all that stuff if you want to. Otherwise, next week I will be back for a Halloween vlog video. I hope we get a Halloween party in Genoa City. Keeping my fingers crossed. I want to see costumes. But I don't know. I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye!